I let her go. Not because I stopped caring, not because it ended badly. I let her go because I cared enough to believe that if it was really meant to happen, it would happen on its own, without either of us forcing it before we were ready. We weren't official, never had the conversation, never put a label on it, but it felt like we were something. We talked every single day, sometimes about nothing, sometimes about everything. The kind of conversations that start at 9 and somehow end at 2 in the morning without either of us noticing the time slipping. We shared screens most nights, watched things together from 2 different rooms, 2 different cities even, laughing a second apart because of the delay, that small gap becoming its own kind of inside joke between us. One night we watched some short horror film, I think it was called The Box, and she got so scared halfway through, gripping onto whatever was nearest to her on her end of the call, that we switched straight to SpongeBob compilations right after, just to undo the fear before either of us tried to sleep. We did that a lot actually. Started somewhere heavy, ended somewhere soft. It became a rhythm without either of us planning it that way. It's been a month now, still new enough that it aches in that specific way, not sharp, just constant, like a low hum underneath everything else. There in the quiet moments, the drive somewhere, the pause before falling asleep. I think about the small things most, not the big declarations. There weren't many of those anyway, just the small specific details that add up to actually knowing someone. The way she loved blue tulips and swans for reasons she never fully explained, and I never needed her to. The specific double chocolate cookie from a coffee shop near her place that she'd light up over every single time, describing it like it was the best thing she'd eaten all week, even though I'm pretty sure she got the same one every time. She'd put on old office clips just to have something familiar playing in the background while we talked. Comfort noise more than anything she was actually watching. And she never grew out of her Adventure Time phase, not even a little. She'd bring it up unprompted, mid-conversation, completely unrelated to whatever we were talking about, because it still meant something to her, some specific comfort from a specific time in her life that she never wanted to let go of. I loved that about her, honestly, the way she stayed loyal to the things that made her feel like herself. I wrote all of it down somewhere, at some point, without even meaning to build an archive of her. I just wanted to remember. In case remembering ever mattered later, which it turns out it does. I used to take longer walks than I needed to, just to find flowers worth photographing for her. Whole detours, sometimes 20 minutes out of my way, just because I spotted something a few streets over that I thought she'd actually like. I'd send the picture and tell her it was nothing, that I was already out that way. No big deal, just happened to see it. She never knew about the detours. I never wanted her to know how much thought went into something I made sound accidental. I think I liked that it was a secret, something I did just for the quiet satisfaction of doing it, not for credit. I built her something once too, a small private website, nothing fancy, just something I put together myself, unlocked only with a date that meant something to her. Inside it, a list of everything I wanted us to do together someday. Seeing fireworks over a skyline she'd always dreamed of watching in person. Baking something together, badly, probably burning it the first few times. Small, ordinary things that felt bigger, because they were with her specifically. I don't know if she ever fully understood how much of myself went into building that. I'm not sure it matters now if she did or didn't. I let her go, because I loved her. Enough not to hold on tighter than she was ready for. I think that's the hardest kind of love, honestly. Harder than the kind people usually talk about. Not the kind that fights to keep someone close, no matter what. The kind that lets them go and hopes, quietly, from a distance, that timing eventually catches up to feeling. That someday, the version of her that's ready and the version of me that's still waiting end up in the same place at the same time. I still pray we find our way back to each other when we're both actually ready for it. Not forced, not rushed, not one person waiting around while the other slowly catches up out of guilt or obligation. Just right person, right time, the way it's supposed to happen, when nothing has to be pushed or convinced into place. I don't know if she still thinks about me the way I think about her. I don't know if this reaches her somehow, or if it's just for me, or for whoever else out there is sitting with this same quiet ache tonight, replaying their own version of a Box and SpongeBob night, their own version of secret detours and hidden websites and small facts written down just to remember. But if she asked me to try again, right now, tonight, I wouldn't hesitate, not for a second. Until then, I'm letting it be exactly what it is. Not over, not resolved, just waiting. The way you wait for something you still genuinely believe in, even when you can't control when or if it ever comes back around. So yeah,